Hello, I'm Deb Morgan, the Real Relationships Expert, and I want to tell you today what your houseplants and your garden can tell me about your relationship and the state it's in. Now, you might think I've lost the plot a little bit. What on earth can some plants and a bit of soil tell us about a relationship? But actually, it can tell me an awful lot. Now, during the first lockdown, I decided I was going to plant a veg patch in my tiny garden, much like so many people, certainly in the UK, I dare say worldwide as well. And I took time to plan and prepare exactly what I was going to plant, where I was going to plant it, and look at what I needed to use and to add to the soil to ensure that I got a really abundant return on my efforts. Now, I'm glad to say that at the end of the first lockdown, I had loads and loads of fruit and veg. My garden was really abundant and we ate really, really well for some weeks and months to come because I was able to freeze some of what was left over. However, last year, things didn't go quite as well. I was a little bit bored of the garden by then, so I didn't do the preparation and the planning. I forgot about putting the protective fleece liner over my new tiny plants in the garden. And I didn't put any protection in place to protect it from the wildlife that had decided it was going to help itself to my lovely tender veggies. So when the time came to harvest my crops, I had nowhere near the same amount as I'd had the previous year. And I have to take full responsibility for that. I didn't look after my garden. I didn't nurture it. I didn't tend it. So guess what? This year, I'm already planning what it is I want to do in my garden. I've penciled out the weekend that I'm going to dig over the small veg plot. I've worked out exactly how much compost I need to add so that it's really nutritious soil. And I know what I want to plant, where it's going to go, and when I'm going to plant it. I know how I need to look after it. I've got enough fleece covering to protect the garden in the frosts. And I've got protection in place to ensure the wildlife doesn't get to the veg, or at least doesn't get to as much of it as it had done previously. Now, that's all well and good, me telling you what my plans are for my garden, but how does that tell me what state your relationship is in? Well, the way I look at it, tending a garden or looking after houseplants is exactly the same as looking after your relationship. We need to nurture a relationship. We need to feed it full of goodness and good things. We need to talk to it gently. We need to tend it regularly. And when we've looked after it, we get rewarded with an abundance of love and affection and kindness. And we get so much enjoyment from that the hard work that we have put in up front actually doesn't feel like hard work at all. And we carry on doing it, almost like creating a habit. So if your houseplants and your garden are neglected, are a bit dead, are a bit wilted, then I'm prepared to suggest that maybe your relationship isn't in such a great shape either. What if you started to look at your relationship and think about what it is you can do to improve things? And those things don't have to be huge. You don't have to make sweeping gestures. It's about consistency, and it's about doing the right things consistently. That's when we get rewards. So what can you do? Well, to start with, be respectful of each other. Be kind and thankful to each other. Say thank you for the small stuff. That cup of tea or coffee that you're brought when you're not expecting it. Thank them for taking the bins out or for helping out around the house somehow. Do it consistently and regularly, And you'll soon find that they start thanking you for small stuff as well. And that makes you feel good. We all like to be thanked for things that we have done. Even if we haven't done anything really big, it's always nice when somebody says thank you, because it says to us that they're appreciating us and they're grateful for what we've done. And who doesn't want to feel like that in a relationship? Take the time out to spend time with each other. Relationships, like gardening, need time invested on them. So take time, even if it is just sitting on the sofa and watching a film, instead of sitting there with your partner while they watch and you scroll on your phone, or vice versa. Sit and be present with them. Watch the film, talk about it, comment on it, but spend that time together, just being. It goes a long, long way. You'll both feel so much better for it. There are so many other things you can do as well, which are really easy wins in a relationship that will enable you to, in weeks and months to come, really reap the awards of the nurturing that you have put in. But rather than me tell you all about those now, why not get in touch with me? You can look me up on all my socials, Deb Morgan Coach, or contact me via direct message on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever, or email me, deb@deb-morgan.com. Let me know what's going on in your relationship. Tell me how I can help you, because every relationship is different. And you might already be doing the things that I've said, but there may be a few other tweaks that you can do. But get in touch. Let me know how I can help you. And let me know what state your houseplants and garden are in right now. And then get in touch again in 6 months' time and let me know what state they're in then. Assuming that is that you've nurtured your houseplants and your garden in the same way as I know you're going to nurture your relationship. Thanks so much for joining me today.